thank you so much. I appreciate the media coming today because I want to brag on these young folks behind me, and that's what this is about. There's been a lot of talk this summer about youth in our community and opportunities for youth and what happens when there's not enough opportunities. We're talking about curfews, we're talking about policy changes, and one of the things that I want to bring forward as part of this discussion is there are things that we can do to engage our youth in very, very meaningful work, give them an opportunity to earn some money, and at the same time really create that next generation of stewardship and leadership in our city. And we had a new program this year, and you've covered this previously from the standpoint of when we got started, but this is the Bosque Youth Corps that are with me today. And this is a smaller group of young folks than you saw earlier because the rest of them are back in school. And this is our last real work day. Tomorrow's the last official day of this program. And I just wanted to bring to the community's attention what these young leaders were able to do this summer. First and maybe foremost for them is they were able to earn almost $100,000 between them. So these were real dollars in the pockets of youth, but they earned it. It wasn't given to them. They came down here every day. They worked in the hot sun, and sometimes it was humid down here, and they did a lot of real work, and they provided a tremendous value back to the taxpayers of Albuquerque. They've been here for 10 weeks. And there were 18 individuals total that participated. And here's what they did. They planted 298 native bosque shrubs. They seeded 4.5 miles of unofficial bushwhacked trails, which, if you remember, was part of why we did this master trail in the bosque. We wanted to create better access for individuals with handicaps. We also wanted to make it easier to bicycle, but we wanted to put the master trail in, and then we wanted to get rid of all of these miles of spider trails, these rogue trails that were actually doing a lot of environmental damage in the bosque. So 4.5 miles of those trails have been removed. So if we talk about the bosque trail, we put in about 1.5 miles of new trail, and we took out 4.5 miles. With the trail that we have left, we're just getting lots and lots of people. Even today when I drove up, there's a lady telling me how much they enjoy that trail. So these folks took out 4.5 miles of the old rogue trails. They planted approximately 30 acres of native bosque grasses. They pulled back a lot of debris, wooded debris, and they planted grass seed on 2.5 miles near the bosque trail. So when we talk about the bosque and fire danger, they did a lot to mitigate future fire danger down here. They fixed erosion issues that arose on steeper sections of the bosque, which the dirt mud was washing into the river, and it was not doing good things, and so they did that. They pruned branches on 1.25 miles of the bosque trail. They removed almost 14 tons of debris from the bosque, including concrete and asphalt, wire, you name it. They unearthed and removed 30 tires, and we have photographs that we can give you of some of this debris that these young folks removed. And they also installed 150 feet of wooden split rail fencing. And so basically what they did was they stepped up, they asked for a job, they came down here every day, did great work, they worked their tails off, and we got a better bosque for it. And they made some sound environmental improvements, and I think if you ask them, I had some pizza with these folks, was it a couple days ago? We had a little pizza party in my office, and I got to hear some of their stories. And the stories that they tell are stories that we all have to tell in our lives. They got a chance to work with the team. They got a chance to hear what they were supposed to do that day and make adjustments throughout the day and navigate through issues and things that came up in the process. They learned how to work together. They learned how to help the team members that maybe were struggling a little bit, and they just learned how to figure things out. And they did it under the tutelage of a couple of folks that I want to thank. So Dr. Matt Schmader is our Open Space Division Manager. Matt is right here. Mark Chavez is the interim Park Management Division Manager. Did Mark get here today? Not today. Matthew Peterson. Matthew's right here behind me. He's the Open Space Forestry Supervisor. I think, Matthew, you probably worked the closest with this group, and he's telling me all the great work that they did, and I know that they learned a lot from Matthew. Jen Samp, thank you for helping us. Jen is the marketing manager for Parks and Rec, but what she really became in this case was the recruiter to the program. We put this program forward, and we wanted to make sure we had kids, I said call them kids, but young adults from the area, and she really went out there and worked with the schools and the community centers and others to really help recruit. Keith Reed is our Deputy Director of Parks and Recreation, and of course Barbara Taylor, who's just doing a wonderful job with Parks and Rec. And when I brought Barbara and Matt in originally and said, listen, I want to do something to create opportunities for these kids, give them better options than to be out in the street late at night, let them earn some money, develop them as leaders, they said yes sir, and they got it done. And so I want to say thank you very much for doing that. We don't have a lot of, we can answer some questions for you if you'd like, but I just wanted you to get another look at these young leaders, because they're an impressive bunch and they worked hard and we're proud of them. So.